Have you ever heard the phrase,
done is better than perfect?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big believer in that phrase. You're going to hear a lot of buzzing because I just turned, this is my work phone and it hasn't been on for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And it's apparently connected to the internet. And can I unconnect it? I can. Good. Now hopefully we won't be buzzed every 45 seconds. Anyway, here we are to read because it's Thursday and I've been meaning all week to do this and it hasn't happened. So now we're doing it now. And yes, I'm sitting in my bed. And yes, I'm in my PJs. No, I don't have a bra on. Yes, my hair needs to be washed. And you know what? It's all fine. Because at the end of the day, done is better than perfect. I don't care. It keeps telling me, hey, these prices are great. I'm like, don't care. Don't care right now. Okay. Chapter 12, Sunday, December 16th. December 16, 2008. Got an email from Dad. He wasn't particularly helpful. Mostly, he was just cryptic. Nikki looked at her computer screen, the email still open. Hey, kid. Sorry it took me so long to get back to you, but you know the drill. Anyway, I think Ashlyn O'Crane would be a great family member to research. Also, you and Mom probably aren't getting along right now because of what's going on, but you need to ease up on her. The day will come when you will rely on her, and she'll need to rely on you. Build trust, forgive. The most important thing is you find it. Find what you were meant to have. It will tell you everything, but it will only reveal itself to you when you are ready. Wish I could tell you more. Sorry I couldn't tell you sooner. Proud of you. Love, Dad. Nikki sighed. The penultimate line certainly indicated he knew what was going to happen, which confirmed Kate's story. The bit about her and her mom not getting along was hardly a stretch, magic or no magic. Nikki chewed her lip. Dad says I have to find it. But does he tell me what it is? Does he even give me a hint? A hint? Nope. So even if I somehow manage to find it, how would I even know? Nikki closed her laptop and her journal. In the next room, Cam practiced a jazzified version of Jingle Bells on his trombone. Margaret knocked on the doorframe of Nikki's open door. What's up? Nikki asked. Margaret rubbed her temples, grimacing as the trombone squealed. Why don't you take Cam to the library? Sure, Nikki said, failing to suppress a smile. She gathered a few things and grabbed Cam. After the siblings had talked about where they should actually go, since the library was closed on Sundays, Nikki and Cam sat in the driveway at Emma's house waiting for her. Emma came out and got in the back seat. Hello again, Emma said with a smile. Hi, Cam said and gave Emma a small wave. I need to drop Cam off, Nikki said, her hand on the head of the passenger seat as she looked back at Emma. Okie dokie, Emma said. Band practice on a Sunday? Not exactly, Cam said. It's more like unofficial practice. See, I'm second trombone, but I think Mr. Melkin might move me up to first chair, though, because Josh keeps missing notes. Mr. Melkin is only keeping him in first chair because Josh had the flu, but didn't miss any rehearsals. He was hacking up. We don't need details, Nikki said quickly. Right, well, it was gross, Cam said with a meaningful look. Sounds like it, Emma said, grinning. So we're going over to Jody's house. He's my friend from school, Cam explained. I'm hoping I can get first chair and he can get second, or vice versa. Anything, so we don't have to sit next to Josh anymore. He always empties his spit valve on my music. It's a surprise you didn't get the flu from him, Emma said. I probably would have, but Mr. Melkin made him sit alone so Josh wouldn't get the whole band sick, Cam said. You can drop me off here. Are you sure? Nikki asked, pulling into the parking lot of an apartment building. Yeah, just help me get my trombone out. Nikki parked the car and she and Cam got out. She popped the trunk and helped Cam drag out the heavy black case. A gangly boy with straight black hair cut in a mushroom style walked out of the main entrance. Hi, Cameron, the kid said. Jody, this is my sister, Nikki. Cam pointed to Nikki. Nice to meet you, Nikki, Jody said. Nice to meet you too, Jody. Nikki smiled and raised her eyebrows. Cam, call me when you're done. 16 December 2008. I'm sitting in Nikki's car. The feeling is growing. If she doesn't have any ideas what to do today, I'm definitely suggesting meditating. I know it's boring, but we need to figure this out. Hey, Nikki said as she hopped back into the driver's seat and buckled in. So I have an idea, and you're probably going to say it's a bad idea, but I think it's at least worth a shot. Okay, Emma said slowly, simultaneously curious and cautious. I think we should go to Nellie's house and try to explain everything. At least give her a chance to make a choice knowing all the facts, Nikki said. That's... Emma trailed off. It was a terrible idea. An idea? I mean, I really think she'll come around if we just give her space and time. But we don't really have a lot of time, though, do we? Nikki retorted. Besides, what if I don't pass out? What if I die? I mean, in theory, we don't even need her to team up with us. We just need her to be there, right? In theory, Emma said, but I want it on record that I think this is a terrible idea. Consider it recorded, Nikki said. How do I get there? December 16th, 2008. Telling Wyatt may have been my best idea since the fish curse reared its ugly head. He's bringing pizza and I rented a movie, some shark thing. I'm looking forward to a night like old times. No stress, no fish stuff except in the movie. Also, Wyatt suggested I get into snowboarding. It's not a bad idea. I mean, a lot of the movement is the same and I wouldn't turn into a fish every time I wiped out. We'd have to move to Colorado though, and I don't think Dad or Joe would be down for that. The doorbell rang. Nellie jumped up off the couch and ran to answer the door, fully expecting Wyatt to be standing there with hands too full of pizza and soda to open the door and let himself in like he usually did. She was, therefore, quite surprised when she opened the door to find Nikki and Emma standing there. What do you want? Nellie said. We just want to talk, Nikki said, her hands up in surrender. About? Nellie stepped outside, pushing the screen door open, which screeched loudly and slammed shut behind her. Your help, Nikki said. As Nellie scoffed and rolled her eyes, Nikki added, listen, you don't have to do anything. We just need your powers. Powers? Why should I help you? Why should I even trust either of you? Nellie said. You. Nellie turned on Emma. You knew what I was going through. Do you have any idea what this has done to my life? My whole life is gone. Nellie felt the words catch in her throat. Her eyes felt hot and her throat burned. She swallowed and took a breath. When people say, describe yourself, my answer was always, I'm a surfer. That's gone now. How do I know that's not because of you? The words were out before she even considered what she was saying. I don't know who I am anymore. It took me a week to tell my best friends, and you guys knew all along. Emma shook her head. Nellie, I'm so sorry. Save it, Nellie said. I'm not helping you guys. Don't you get it? My life is over. Everyone is talking about me. My sister thinks I've lost my mind, and my dreams are gone. Can't you just leave me alone? Nellie turned her back towards the house. Wait, Nikki put her hand on the door. Nikki, we should go, Emma said. I'm in the same boat you are, Nikki said. I woke up one morning and I wasn't the same person anymore. I found out my mother knew the whole time and made my father hide it from me. But I didn't wallow in self-pity. I found out I was needed and I accepted the call. Good for you. Is being a witch painful for you? Does your entire physiology rewrite itself every time you want to use your powers? Nellie said, putting finger quotes around powers. Why won't you help us stop the fire? Nikki asked, her hand falling off the door and back to her side. Because I don't care if you burn. The words felt too cruel even as Nellie said them, but anger fueled her. You sat by and watched my world burn. Why should I care if yours does? Nellie turned around, yanked the screen door open, and went inside, slamming the door behind her before Nikki or Emma saw her tears. Nellie rubbed the tears off with one palm, irritated with herself for letting them out. Pacing, angrily muttering, she went over the conversation in her head again and again. When there was a gentle knock on the door, Nellie stormed over, fully prepared for battle this time. I told you, I'm not... She opened the door and found Wyatt standing there holding pizza and soda in front of him as a peace offering. Whatever I did, I'm sorry, he said. Ignoring him, Nellie opened the door and walked outside, looking around. Am I missing something? Wyatt asked, glancing around behind her, still holding all the food. You'll never believe what happened, Nellie said, holding the door open for him to go inside. She filled him in as they ate pizza. So they want you to help put out a fire? Wyatt asked, folding his fourth slice of pizza in half like a taco. Yeah, Nellie said. Did you ask them if they're the ones who turned you into a fish? Right. fish. He ate the slice and he ate half the slice in one bite. No, I said. I mean, I sort of accused them, but mostly because I was mad. I don't actually think. She shook her head. I'm the way I am because my mom. She picked a pepperoni off her pizza. You know, I said after a minute, Emma did say she was sorry. There you go, Wyatt said through a mouthful of pizza. There I go what? Nellie asked. Wyatt swallowed. People only apologize when they did something wrong. Emma apologized, so she must have done something wrong. It's practically a confession. Nellie considered this as she sipped her soda. The idea didn't sit well with her. Emma's apology had felt empathetic, not guilty. Do your project and then switch classes, Wyatt said. Amen to that, Nellie said. 16 December 2008. That couldn't have gone worse if we had planned it. Details later. Emma sat in Nikki's car. They hadn't spoken since the fiasco at Nellie's. Emma knew better than to say, I told you so, but it didn't stop her from thinking it. Over and over again. Luckily, she knew her best bet was to hold her tongue and hope a good night's sleep would help all three of them feel better. The ride home was long and awkward. That is the end of chapter 12. Chapter 13 will come to you next Friday. Hopefully, I will have my life a little more together. Probably not, though. Let's be honest. Probably not. It will probably look exactly like this. So, as always, if you want a copy of A Change of Tide, it's available on Amazon. It's also available on Barnes & Noble, but between you and me, I make like this much more when you order it from Amazon. So, and if you do order it, if you leave a comment, I can like shoot you a DM or whatever and find out your address. Not so I can be a weirdo stalker, but so I can send you a bookmark, not this one, but the one that matches this cover that has the secret code so you can find out what the secret message is inside each of the books. Well, specifically this book, An Obscured Glass, which is book 2, has its own bookmark and its own code. It's not the same code. If you try and use the same code, you're going to get like nonsense. Anyway, good luck. Thanks for being here.